district, with exceptions, of course, for students with extreme special needs. Again, the request was ignored. Others throughout the past 9 years have requested the same, all ignored. Tuition reimbursement per child was up to $54,000 in 2006, $77,000 a year or so later. The last I heard, it was $85,000 per student. That much for shy students, while the public school special ed needs kids were costing a tiny fraction of that amount. Why? Why so much for shy students when the shy school itself was built on land donated by the town, i.e. as taxpayers? All these questions should be addressed when so many teachers who are trying so hard to serve our kids when they don't even have the textbooks enough. This is disgraceful. Disgraceful. That's all I have to say.
I'll defer to you.
Mr. Albanese is correct that he and I are friends for many years and have had many meetings. In fact, I will say this publicly, since I am a free agent. In fact, that school he mentioned is a state-approved private school for the disabled. As Mr. Albanese is aware, that school gets accredited as a private school for the disabled, not by this board, but by the New Jersey Department of Education. As Mr. Albanese is further aware, that tuition rate is set by the people in Trenton, not by the people in Lakewood. I will say this, and Mr. Albanese, I hope you have a spot for me in your community. The time has come, and I have said this many a time, that the local public school district of which I am a graduate of must create additional in-district programs for children who are classified. In fact, and Ms. Silva, Mr. Anderson is not here tonight, Mr. Finger can support this, we have created additional in-district, that means in our public schools, in-district special education programs, because in fact, there is a concept called least restrictive environment, which requires children to receive an education when appropriate based on their individualized needs in the least restrictive environment, which would be their local community school. In fact, Mr. Albanese, you'll be proud to know that there have been more children who have wanted to go to out-of-district schools who have the child study teams have not agreed to. And thus we have litigation going on as we speak. It is my position, I will say this publicly, that the Board of Education has to allow that litigation to continue because least restrictive environment must be respected and children, where appropriate, must receive their education in Lakewood schools. It is my hope, now that we have new board members on the board, that the board will be behind that and the board will not relent to outside pressures. Can't have crosstalk.
No crosstalk, but I would like to add to that also, Mr. Albanese, one thing that Michael modestly did omit, because he did, at the reorganization, step down as special education consultant, which is the position that you were referring to. So that answers one of your questions.
Barbara Cutter. I'm sorry, I skipped right here. That wasn't on purpose.
My name is Ray Peters, and I've been a teacher in Lakewood for 34 years. I've been at Clifton Avenue Grade School. I was born and raised in Lakewood. I hold a great stake in the children that we teach because I too am a product of the public schools. And my own children went to the public schools, for which I'm extremely proud. And we speak of failing schools, but this wasn't always the case in Lakewood. For those of us who have been in this area for a very long time, Lakewood at one time was held in high esteem throughout the state. If you went to Lakewood, this was something of honor and something to be proud of. But as the years have gone on, I have found that things are starting to change, and some of them are in our control and some of them are not. But one thing I've found is that as the budgets get cut, our programs are disappearing and our children are struggling more and more. And just for an example, one of the programs we had was reading recovery. And I was a reading recovery teacher for 10 years, and it helped the lowest of the low. And what had happened was we were told we were cost ineffective and that the program was cut. But I'm here to tell you that with that program, we saved the district quite a bit of money because many of our children that were slated to go into special ed, we were able to keep out for quite a long time, and some of them never had to go. Others of the children just needed the extra help because of language, because of some area that they were weak in, and once they got that one-to-one, they were on board and they didn't struggle as they used to. So I'm here to tell you it was an excellent program that possibly could be reinstated to help our children. And we had the documentation for it. This wasn't just something that we were saying. It was a research-based program. The other thing that I found being cut are our paras, which we've spoken about. But our children need much one-to-one or very small groups. And when we start taking away the people that work with them on this level, we are going to cause them great harm. They need us in small groups for that attention that they so desperately need, for an ear to listen to. Some of our children come from areas where they don't get to talk to people, and then when they start telling us things, we don't have the time to listen because we're in such a hurry. It's these small group people, the paras, the classroom teachers who are helping our children, not only educationally but socially. And then the other things that have been cut along the way that I've seen are the alternate programs that we used to have, like Wilson and Stevenson. Not all our children learn the same way, and especially some of the bilingual children, they need different kinds of programs to help them. So I've seen over the years a lot of cuts, a lot of things that our children really need being taken away. And I'm here to ask you tonight, on behalf of all of us, the teachers, the students, everyone who works in this field, and especially in Lakewood, because I don't know about anyone else, I can only speak for me, but I'm proud to be a Lakewood teacher. I mean, I could have left a long time ago. I could have sent my children to other schools, but I didn't. They came here, and I was very happy about that. So I'm here to urge you tonight to provide a budget that will give our children a thorough and effective education so that we can help them to become the citizens that we need in this town, and that we can reclaim our reputation as one of the best districts. Because I am telling you, back in the 60s and the 70s and 80s, we were, as you well know, and we were proud to be from where we were. So thank you very much.
Barbara Cutter. As a parent of two children in this district, one regular and one special ed, it heartens me to I sit here and I listen to how you go on about the special ed. Well, I'll tell you, my daughter's going on 19 years old next week and still has yet to have her needs met. I beg to differ with what you say. Also, I don't come up here asking about budget. I'm asking where's the money we already have. According to your March newsletter, we were so proud to have a surplus. Where is it? Also, at a time where we're cutting jobs, cutting positions, cutting programs, we have money being taken out again from other areas, and I see salaries going up for administrators. What is that about? That's my question.
Tongues tied.
I differ from Mr. Finger with regard to the surplus. I can address some of the other issues, but I'll